This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And in 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of the Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, if you're loving pizza,
I like pizza.
Yeah. You might love this. Domino's is running a new promotion where they will tip customers $3. They'll tip you $3 if you choose carryout instead of delivery.
Oh,
yeah, see that? They got a fancy new ad telling you all about it.
When you order carryout online from Domino's, you're no longer just a customer. You're a delivery driver, delivering a delicious order of Domino's to yourself. And we believe every great delivery driver deserves a tip. So we'll tip you $3 to use on your next order. Get tipped when you order carryout online, only at Domino's.
I'm on to you, Domino's.
Next order, Lord. I heard that.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, darn, I need to order 2 pizzas.
And also just like, we're short staffed, so we don't have delivery drivers. So, hey, come on in and do it for us.
Yeah. I know, really, I feel like that's, it's interesting because Domino's was always the one that would bring it to you. I mean, they still will, but
right.
It's so weird to think that, or you can just come get it. I'm like, oh, all right.
It's funny. Like, I like the delivery, and then like 2 seconds later, they call back and like, we're going to need you to deliver a pizza. And it's to yourself.
Yeah.
And actually, can you drop off this one to this guy named John too? Thanks.
Right. While you're on your way home, we noticed that there's 3 other people that
live. All right. And am I still only getting $3 for this? I feel like I should get more.
Well, that's up to the homes that you go to.
Yeah. Oh, boy, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is all of a sudden, this is turning into a bargain I'm not liking anymore.
More importantly, do I get the cool Domino sign to put on my car?
Ooh. Oh, well, that's probably why you're not going to get paid.
Right.
Because they're going to give you that. Here you go. What do you want, Steve? You got the cool sign.
Well, that's it's gonna skim me in any other place I go to, because if I go pick up like Chinese food, I'm gonna be like, "Where's my tip?" Domino's is tipping me.
Yeah, and they're gonna go, all right, then don't come back. Of course, they know you're gonna come back.
Yeah,
here's the tip. Order pizza next time.
Yeah. All right, well, there you go. So if you would like to, save a little cash, deliver pizza to yourself and get $3 towards your next pizza.
But Rose, right? It's just encouraging you to get Domino's again.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what?
Which,
no.
I did get Domino's this weekend, and through no fault of my through the delivery drivers, it took a while to get my order because, I ordered it and then sent it to the wrong house.
Oh, good job. Yeah, I don't think you should then deliver to yourself at this point. I feel like
I'm not hiring Rev as my delivery driver.
To be honest, though, the delivery driver was awesome. He figured out once he tried to deliver it to my old residence that, no, they did not want a pizza. So he called me. We got it all corrected, and I gave him an extra tip.
Who doesn't want free pizza if it just shows up at your door? I'd be like, I didn't order one, but I'm taking it.
I was personally very surprised that I got pizza.
Well, you just don't know who it was supposed to go to. Like, I'd be afraid, like, what if it was supposed to go to Mike Tyson? And I don't know why Mike Tyson lives in Puyallup all of a sudden. But
Wow.
crazier things have happened. So,
What are you afraid? You're going to get attacked by a tiger? Is that why you want to make sure you get it?
What about free pizza? I start eating it, and ding dong, there's Mike Tyson. And he bites my ear off.
Oh, hadn't thought about that.
Pizza, I bite your ear.
All right. You know what? That's happened. I'm sure that's happened before where Mike Tyson has not gotten his pizza and he had to bite somebody's ear off because of it. Yeah.
Well, what do you guys do? It has nothing to do with pizza, but something getting delivered to your house that wasn't for you. Like, for some reason, some lady that lives near us kept putting our address as her home, even though we're the first people to ever live in the house that we live in. So it wasn't like it's like an old home.
Oh, that is weird because like even Google couldn't find you at first. That is so bizarre.
The only thing I could figure was that it was auto filling it in. You know, some websites, they'll auto fill in an address when you start typing it in. Mm-hmm. So it's a similar address, but not that similar. But I was just like, wait a second, what's going on? So first package shows up. Of course, we drive it over there. We figured out whose house it was thanks to Google. You type in the person's name and you find their address. I'm like, oh, nice. All right, boom.
There you go. Thanks, Google.
4 more things show up. Finally.
At that point, I feel like they're yours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, you give the first one back, sure, but if you get 4 more things, they got to be yours.
I was like, I don't know, does this seem, because they weren't home, so I'm like, is this passive aggressive? I don't even care. I just wrote a note on the final package that says, we are not, I was like, look, can you make sure you're delivering your packages to your actual address? Because I'm kind of getting a little bit annoyed with having to drop off your stuff all the time.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, you're right. You know, what she's doing is she thinks, well, Steve's neighborhood is a lot safer. So I'll have my package. No porch pirates go to Steve's house. And then Steve apparently doesn't mind being my delivery driver. This is all working out.
Watch who I Googled. It's actually wrong. And they don't even live there anymore. And I've been dropping it off at a house that's not even the home that it belongs to.
How cool is that?
Then they have it. And they're like, who the hell is giving it?
Yeah, it's probably, what if it's drugs?
Oh, no.
Yeah, huh?
Well,
Look at that. Yeah, well, or are you? Or are the cops on to you thinking, oh, there we go. There's the guy. Very odd thing that he's doing. He's delivering drugs to the same house. Okay.
He's clearly the middleman.
Yeah, definitely the middleman. Yeah, and it's a pretty good scam where the middleman delivers just a couple of houses away, so they'll never find.
Oh,
them.
sure, you never knew that these were full of drugs, right?
Yeah, you would think after the first couple of times that like the lady would be like, I need to fix my address. It keeps going to somebody else's house. Unless she just never even bothered to think that, and she just thought, oh, this is exactly where it ended up. Mm-hmm. And never bothered to look at the address.
Yeah. You become, an Amazon locker. Congratulations, you're doing a great job.
It's a lot of fun.
And then she finally gets the note and she has an awkward conversation with her postman. Hey, why did you tell me I'm not your postman? You're clearly my postman.
You're right. You think I'm showing up on their ring cam like some weird tattooed bald guy with a box every few days, looking annoyed, dropping it off at their front porch.
You need to go by the holidays in case she's the tipping kind. You know what I'm saying? That way.
Yeah, look at that.
Even if you bring an empty box, another package for you. Here you go.
Put my hand out.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, you're her at this point, you're her delivery person.
Like Shrek's hit some hard times, man. Now he needs money.
Oh. Yeah, Shrek has hit some hard times. We got a couple that stayed at an Airbnb and took the homeowner's cat. Steve has the Mix report for you. He'll give you that. It's 6:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, guys, and thanks to Kia Puyallup for giving us the Migs Report. And today is a day that I've already celebrated.
Oh, this is good.
It's National Change Your Password Day.
Oh.
I just got the company email from me that says, hey, it's time for you to change your password. oddly enough, on Change Your Password Day.
That is very odd. Yeah, and I guess we're on a different schedule, you and I, because I did mine about a month ago.
Well, I always wait till the very last minute, so I've had several emails from them saying, hey, you are 10 days away. You are 5 days away. Hey, you better change it today or you're just not getting your emails today.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's also another special day. I don't know if anyone here celebrated it, but I did. It's National Bring a No-Name Cake in for BJ Shea Day.
Whoa!
Wow! Yeah.
Wow!
There you go.
Wow!
Look at that.
That is fantastic.
Yeah,
You're the only one that celebrated this day, Steve.
Wow. I can't believe you guys didn't bring them in.
I know, we're terrible.
So you went to Mod Pizza recently, and you remembered your boy.
I did. Well, and I mean, the guy just hooked me up with a free no-name cake, and I was like, oh,
Nice.
you know what? I'll bring this in for BJ.
Okay, I am going to say right now, you are a better man than me because there's no way I knew about that cake, and if our positions were reversed, today would have been every other day because I would have eaten that free no-name cake. So good on you, sir.
In all fairness, he gave me two, and one of them ended up in my belly.
Oh, well, all right then. That explains a lot. I was like, wow, he's a lot stronger than I would have been. His willpower's amazing.
But that was Sunday, and I kept this till today. So, I mean...
Where'd you store it? You didn't Christopher Walken keep it for me, did you?
Whoa! Well...
I've kept this no-name cake up.
It's a little mushed, but you know what? It's still good.
It's warm, I see. All right, well, there you go.
All right. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this story. This is just so strange. So a guy in San Francisco, his name is Troy, he lost his cat, Nubbins, last fall.
Oh,
apparently,
that sucks.
Nubbins was kind of like an outdoor cat. A lot of people, it was like the neighborhood cat. And at some point, like, I guess it was sort of a stray cat because Troy adopted it a few years back, but all the neighbors knew that was Troy's cat. Well, Troy also does an Airbnb type of a thing at his house, so he did an Airbnb. Apparently, for a while, he was not able to notice that his cat had come back because he's like, I guess the cat just kind of goes off and does its thing. So he finally got a little bit weirded out when he got a call from a vet's office that said, hey, we have your cat Nubbins, because they had a microchip on the cat.
Oh, okay.
But for legal reasons, they couldn't send Nubbins to him because the cat was in L.A., he's in San Francisco, which is very odd. So he was able to deduct that somebody who stayed at his Airbnb must have just took Nubbins because they like Nubbins because he's a cool cat.
Well, that's, I mean, wow.
But the vet's like, yeah, we can't send Nubbins to you. You have to come get it. And we also can't give you the names of the people that brought Nubbins in. So they had no choice but to return the cat back to the people that originally brought it in. So now he's like, well, how am I supposed to get my cat? So the cat's just like missing with who he thinks he has to now track down, I guess, who stayed in his house, who lives now in Los Angeles to try and get Nubbins back. He needs Liam Neeson, basically.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I don't know what the legalities are, but that is the most worthless phone call you could ever receive.
Right. We have your cat, but we can't give it to you.
Yeah, and we can't tell you where it is. Congratulations. I mean, yeah, thanks, vet.
That's why he does. I have a certain set of skills. I'm going to get Nubbins back.
He's got to get Nubbins back, Liam.
Yeah, it's been a couple months. He's still trying to figure out what to do and would like his cat back.
I don't blame him, man. God, that sucks. People just taking the dude's cat.
I mean, you take like a hand towel, fine. You take like some shampoo, fine. You don't take another person's pet.
I mean, I don't know. If the cat doesn't have any identification on it, maybe I think, okay, this is a stray cat that doesn't have a collar or anything. But I would imagine if he's taking care of Nubbins, he's got a collar or something. But I mean, if he went so far as to microchip him, wouldn't he have like a little thing on him going, hi, my name is Nubbins, I live here or something?
I mean, but unless those people just took... And why did the cat get brought back to the vet unless the cat left the original owners? This whole thing is pretty crazy.
Very, very... Again, Liam Neeson needs to find out what's going on here.
So, you know, they always say no good deed goes unpunished. Well, how about this story? There's a guy from New Jersey. His name is Richard. He was hanging out with his friend and decided to cook up some potatoes in a frying pan. It was around midnight. And he's like, hey, would you like to have some of my potatoes? Well, his friend's like, nah, I'm good. I don't want any of your potatoes. So what did Richard do? He took that pan that he was cooking those potatoes with and hit his friend in the head with it.
Wow. Oh, yeah, okay. Wow.
Yeah. He also threw hot oil in the guy's face.
Oh, well, at least it went with the potatoes. I mean, if you're going to really think about it, if you're going to give the pan, you got to have the pan oiled.
Here's the crazy part about it, BJ. He hit him so hard that the handle of the pan broke off. Thankfully, the guy's going to be okay.
Wow.
And, of course, the cop showed up and, well, Richard, he's in a little bit of trouble. He tried to run from the cops, but he didn't get very far because he forgot to put his shoes on.
Oh, this Richard guy sounds like a dream.
He sounds like he's drunk.
Yeah. Oh, you think?
Yeah. All right, so Tom Brady, while we were off, he said, I'm done. At least that's what we thought.
That's what we thought.
So Tom just did an interview and says, no, I haven't made up my decision about my future. So there's reports that he retired, but then he just did an interview, and this is what he had to say.
It's a good week for me, and I'm just still going through the process that I said I was going through. So sometimes it takes some time to really evaluate how you feel and what you want to do. And I think when the time's right, I'll be ready to make a decision one way or another. We're in such an era of information and people want to be in front of the news often. And I totally understand that. I understand that's the environment we're in. But I think for me, I'm just literally, it's day to day with me. I'm just trying to do the best I can every day and evaluate things as they come and trying to make a great decision for me and my family.
Yeah, I was surprised, Steve, when the news came out because usually, a person, he would wait till after the Super Bowl to make that kind of announcement.
And also he would wait till after this weekend, and that's why some people believe that maybe he's just going to retire after this weekend because his contract states that he receives $15 million from his $20 million signing bonus on February 4th. Oh. But if he retires before that, he won't get that money.
Well, you're absolutely right. He's for sure better not retire before that.
Right. So it makes you wonder, well, what the hell happened? Did somebody leak the information ahead of time and now he's trying to do damage control so he could keep the money? Because it was his own company, TB12 Sports. They put it in a tweet. ESPN picked up on it. Then the tweet was deleted. Tom and his father and his agent as well are all saying that he hasn't decided just yet. So it makes you kind of wonder, what's going to happen this weekend?
Oh, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Somebody at TB12 Sports is getting fired. That's costing that's costing the big man $15 million, that ridiculous tweet.
What if he stays for another season just so he doesn't look like a total, scammer for money?
There you go.
Yeah. Now I got to stay for another season. I can't just retire. Now everyone's going to know I just waited until February 5th to retire.
Damn, dude. If I were the Buccaneers, I would put that tweet out myself going, he's done. Because I don't want to pay him the $15 million.
Tom, you said you're done. We have the tweet screenshotted.
Yeah, as far as we know, you're out.
It's from your company. You're not getting your money.
Whoa, this is going to be, I'm excited to follow this story.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what's going to go down with that. This is kind of a fun story just about Tom Brady, kind of unrelated but related to him. So, obviously on the East Coast, they're dealing with some crazy blizzards to the point where the Kraken game was rescheduled. That was supposed to happen on against the Islanders over the weekend. It's going to happen, I think, on Wednesday. In Boston, it's been pretty bad with the blizzard. So they have a news reporter in Boston is out on the field, of course. He's outside in the blizzard talking to random people that are walking around in the blizzard. And, he starts from asking about questions about the weather, and then it ends up a conversation about Tom Brady.
We just lost cable a little while ago, so that's why we went for a walk. How long have you lived here for? Like 20 years. Where does this rank in terms of storms? This was a pretty good one. Top 5. Have you heard the news about Tom Brady? Yes. Not great. I don't know. Is Gronk next then, I guess? Where are you guys trying to go right now? We're trying to find an open Dunkin' Donuts.
That's the most New England thing I've ever heard.
So right? True.
We're talking about really Brady, Gronk, and now we're getting some Dunkin' Donuts.
And don't forget the weather. Those are the top 3 things you discuss in New England: the weather, Brady, Gronk, and of course, then you got the Dunkin'. Got to talk about Dunkin'.
We're trying to find an open Dunkin' Donuts, and dude, you can't even see anything because it's just pure snow just dumping down.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah. That's my life. That's my life growing up, people.
Speaking of the Kraken, speaking of your people, Kraken in Boston tonight, BJ.
Ooh.
4 p.m., so we don't have to stay up late for the game.
Oh, yay.
Best Very news exciting. Ever. I love the East Coast swing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Greatest thing ever.
Very exciting.
Hopefully they can bounce back after that heartbreaker against the Rangers where they tie it at the end of the game, and then they do what the Kraken do and let up a goal right after that.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, well, go Kraken tonight, huh?
All right.
Huh?
Yeah.
Are you conflicted? Who are you rooting for, BJ? You got your Boston Bruins taking on the Seattle Kraken?
It's a tough one for me. I'm not a gigantic Bruins fan, so I feel like I want to see the Kraken win. But then again, if the Bruins win, I won't be sad. It's a tough one, man. It'll be interesting to see though how the Boston crowd treats them.
I'm sure with open arms and love, like they do with any sports franchise.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah. I have a feeling that, if they interviewed anybody, at the arena, you just might hear some interesting things about fish and octopi and all that.
As far as weather, 44 degrees, going to be cloudy today. Thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical for giving us the Migs Report. And that's what's up.
All right, yesterday, Steve did get this one wrong.
Idina Menzel voices which character in Disney's Frozen?
Oh, crap. I just watched Frozen 2 over the weekend.
Oh, crap.
I didn't really pay attention.
Oh, thank goodness.
I still haven't seen the first one, so I was very confused. Frozen
Why?
lady. No. Ariel. No. Oh, Sleeping Beauty. No.
Oh, how about that? The correct answer was Elsa, Steve. Oh, yeah. And later on in the show, we'll have to talk about Encanto, Vicky's recommendation, which is, some people said that there's a song in there that even beats that one that Elsa sang. But we'll talk about that later because right now you got to try to win. You got to try to beat Steve. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We're going to do that at 6:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science, applied to life.
New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And in 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of a Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.